Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Jaws, the Store Sasquatch here, and we are doing our Throwback Thursday. Today's consists of a couple movies. Um, I've kind of used this day as like my excuse to like channel surf and find old movies on cable. So I got two of those for you, and a Netflix movie that just came out, as well as the box office report, and then of course our Better Call Saul part of the show. We are winding down. I mean, on that part of it, we are on season three. Um, we're in the middle of season three now, and we'll end it next week. So we are just kind of chugging along there. We'll start here with our reviews for the movies. War Machine, directed by Patrick Hughes, starring Alan Rickson, Stefan James, and Blake Richardson. Follow the final recruits of a grueling special ops boot camp who encounter a deadly force from beyond this world. Other than a couple of like few minor tweaks here, a couple steps up in acting because obviously Alan Richardson's really good. This movie is just kind of like you're just running the ordinary every Netflix futuristic type action movie that's out there. Um, Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it's bad. Definitely not saying it's good. To say we've seen this movie before. I thought Alan Rickson was really good in this. I kind of gave up on it the first time I tried to watch it, and then I kind of picked up after that. And like where I kind of picked up at is like kind of where his character kind of turns and kind of gets better from there. It does like a real slow start. I feel like even though it is kind of action packed start and it is action packed movie completely, just the slowness of everything. Well, I don't know. Just like so many times we've seen this story and so many times we've seen this movie, it really it just kind of blends in with everything you've watched. Um, Keenan Lonsdale from the Flash series, TV series CW. He played Wally West. He's in both the Flash and I believe the Legends of Galaxy. He's in this. Kind of interesting to see where he's at. Probably what 5 years removed, 6 years removed from anything to do with Wally West and the Flash, and we haven't really heard anything from a lot of the people. I mean, a little bit from Emily Bitts Rickards um, with the Queen of the Ring, and then Stephen Amell kind of jumped up and did the wrestler show and a couple other things. But other than that, it's kind of nice to see a couple of those people. I believe Barry Gustafson has or the guy who played Barry. I don't think his name's Barry, but the Gustafson guy who played Barry. I believe he did a movie about a dog and like a sheriff department. Like so, I mean, it's like a kids movie. I nothing wrong. I never watched it. I would definitely check it out. Love dog movies. I'm sure it's great. I'm not trying to like discredit everything they're doing. I'm just saying it's kind of interesting to see these people 5 6 years removed from a run that was actually kind of huge for TV, at least for the comic book fans like I am. I watched the whole thing. I went through it, um, all of them. So I definitely was following the CW verse there for a while. Dennis Quaid popped up. It was all, I just there's just, like, this movie was just so underwhelming. I thought it would be so much better. I'm just kind of disappointed. I gave it a C minus. I had to like give it a C at least because my boy Alan is in it, and he is so like he's so able to like transform into like Thad, and then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Reacher, and like the Swedish guy. Like he really is kind of like he can kind of jump around. He's done different parts, and this kind of sucks to see him like as like Reacher, but in the futuristic war scene. So it's just like man, you're just kind of wasting here. But he's getting older. You got to cash in those checks. I get it, man. That was War Machine, directed by Patrick Hughes. Um, the next one I watched, it was on Stars, I believe. Pixels. I don't even think I could honestly watch this one when it came out on the original time. This is the first time I'm ever watching it, or at least like the second time watching it, like a really, really long time. But Pixels, directed by Christopher Columbus, starring Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Josh Gad, and Peter Dinklage. When aliens misinterpret video feeds of classic arcade games as a declaration of war, they attack the Earth in the form of video games. This is a really good high concept movie. Surprising it's Chris Columbus. Michelle Mahan pops up. They all make comments about how beautiful she is, and she's definitely 10 piece in this movie. Um, Adam's wife pops up, daughter pops up early in the movie, so we get all the Adam Sandler people. Kevin James obviously in it. He's the president. And for like a video, so if you're like, hey, how are we gonna make like Pac-Man a movie and make it like 3D and make it like into the world? Like they did a pretty good job of transferring those over. I don't know exactly where um the disconnect was here from the audience, and especially like the nostalgia office that love the '80s, like where the disconnect was there for this movie, but it just wasn't there for some reason. Came out July 26th of 2015. Had a budget of 88 million, opening at 24 million, and worldwide 244 million. But I want to say that that's a worldwide number, and I put that number. It's a big number, but the U.S. number was under the budget. So worldwide, this movie kind of was a smash. Whatever reason, the U.S. People, maybe it was just like Adam Sandler fatigue or whatever it was. It didn't connect with the audience here. Um, like I said, I had to have been like a promotional thing because I don't even remember hearing about this movie when it came out, and when it came out in July. So like what? July 2015, probably. Well, then the Avengers, you know what I mean? Like something big was around that time period, and it took away from this movie for sure, and took away all the like the shine or spotlight that Adam Sandler would have. So I mean, July, that's a blockbuster month. 2015, 10 years ago. I mean, that could have been Avengers, Endgame for all I know, Infinity War, something 2015, like Iron Man, something. So whatever it was, it kind of overshadowed this movie, and that is unfortunate because this movie is very good. Like I said, it's like think about like making a concept of like make Space Invaders a movie, but try and make it practical. Like look at how they did with Battleship. Like they went way too overboard. I feel like this movie they might have done the opposite. Like they kind of went too underwhelming or too like strict to a video game or something. But I enjoyed it. I was watching it. I guess it was on Stars. It's definitely worth a watch. Definitely worth a find. Chris Columbus movie. It's fucking Adam Sandler, Nick Swartzen. I mean, it's all his boys. Peter Dinklage is great in this. I mean, yeah. So if you have a chance, check that out. I think it's only like hour 50 minutes too. Maybe I think even less. I think this might have even been on Netflix. To be honest with you, and that is Pixel, directed by Christopher Columbus. We don't grade like the older movies just because we've already seen them, most of them, anyways. If I do like see a new one, I will give you what I would have graded it, but I don't try and grade it with like the new movies. Just because like if we grade the old movies, they'd all be like A's, and then the new movies would be like F's. So it's just kind of like we're just gonna not do that. But if I was gonna grade this movie, I'd give it probably B plus. It was solid. It was a solid Adam Sandler movie. Really underrated. So that is that. And then the third movie I got here for you is I lost it. 30 minutes or less. Directed by Ruben Fleischer, starring Jesse Eisenberg, Danny McBride, Nick Swartzen, and Aziz Ansariah. Two fledgling criminals kidnap a pizza delivery driver, strap a bomb to his chest, and inform that he has mere hours to rob a bank or else. Danny McBride's off the hook in this movie. Michael Pena shows up in this. He's one of my favorite actors, to be honest with you. Every time he's in it, he just kind of kills it. Whatever role he is in, I call him like the everybody Mexican just because you need a role and you want to be Mexican, like whether it's like Mexican gangster, Mexican normal, Mexican cop. Like he's played two great cop movies, a goofy cop or serious cop. So just his range is unbelievable, and he's always like really, really funny when you give him the comedy chops. So he's one of my favorite. He shows up in this and is another like just top notch character for him. Bianca Kiachik is the girl from the show with David Spade, the couple show. I should have like put that in, but she is really funny in this. She kind of had like a short-lived career. I think she got like I just think she got sick of it. The true story around this movie is really not as like funny or enjoyable, and the characters are definitely not as cool as this. If you're looking for the true story behind this, it is on Netflix. It's a documentary. It's the Faces of Evil or the Meaning of Evil, and you actually watch and you actually get to see his head like pop off, like they show it. So it is pretty brutal. So I should like warn you if you're gonna watch it. Like it is real, and it's a crazy real story. This is lighthearted. It's funny. It's about a bomb. He takes it to a school. They make jokes about bomb in a school. There's definitely stuff that's not gonna fly today. for whatever reasons. It should fly. It was still funny to me. I was laughing my ass off. Came out August 12th, 2011. Had a budget of 28 million, opening at 13, and a worldwide of 40. Honestly, that's the numbers all seem about right. I remember when this movie came out. I mean, this wasn't like an everybody movie. This is gonna be like a stoner, kind of off the beaten path type of movie. It's gonna get a cult following. It obviously did 40 million. It made its budget back and then some, and it has the characters like driven behind it, which like makes it good for all that. Like check mark, check mark, check mark. For like a cult classic, like characters, great actors doing like outside of normal roles, even though like Michael Pena doesn't really have a normal role, and neither really does Jesse Eisenberg. I think that he's really good too. Aziz is always funny from back in the day. Um, and Danny McBride is just the dude. Like he's one of the funniest dudes probably in Hollywood. Like when he is on, he is just off the wall funny. Like Righteous Gemstone. Just thinking about just things that he's in. Austin, how's I say Austin Powers. Not in that, I promise you. But the baseball show, Kirby or not Kirby. God, I'm getting them all fucking Eastbound and Down. Um, he's awesome in that. God damn. And Tropic Thunder, like I could just name Dan McBride movies and just the funniest roles he's in. And every one of them are just funnier and funnier. So him like being like a kind of a just smart enough to like accomplish this, but like he needed his buddy to kind of pull it over, but he's really not that smart type of deal. Kind of worked real well in this movie for him. If you've never seen this, is an hour and a half. I know this one was on Netflix for sure because I saw it on the cable. I think it was on Showtime. I saw it on Showtime, one of the Showtime channels, and I was like, well, man, I want to watch this all. So I had to restart it. This is what I do a lot of. I just find it. So yeah, I remember where I watched it for like 10 minutes. Oh yeah, maybe I will check this whole thing out. So that's what I've been doing with this whole list for these weeks. So probably gonna keep it coming like that for a little bit. It's easy. Um, I do have more new horror movies. Like next week is all or two new horror movies that are from 2026 that I will be reviewing. So we are gonna get new movies here and there. I mean, War Machine is brand new too. Just came out this Thursday or Friday night. So that's what we'll keep doing on Throwback Thursdays. The box office report for this weekend, so we can just make another video and edit it and end it over, is coming up. I went and saw The Bride. I enjoyed it. I saw a lot of bad reviews about it. I get it. I told you that this movie is going to be one of those movies that's like going to split audiences, and like there's going to be a subsection of people that are really going to like this movie. And it'll come out. Don't worry. Um, didn't do so hot in the box office. I know that was like 7.4 million. I want to get the exact numbers here. Here we go. 7.1 million. Scream again, 17 million. I think that puts that at 96 million, maybe. Yep, 96 million altogether. 45 million for Hoppers, which was the premiere for the family movie. I will watch some of these family movies eventually. Like I haven't gone back and like looked and seen which ones I want to watch. I know they're all gonna be big hits. It's obvious. I mean, that's why you want to get into that genre is to make a buttload of money from merchandising and selling your characters and stuff like this. So, and a lot of them, they're very well like they're very well done. This one is more like a what is it? Like a direct rip off of Avatar. Not huge Avatar fan, so I wasn't like really looking forward to it. The one I probably definitely will check out soon is Goat, so that will probably be on here. Um, and I think there's one or two more that I'm like behind on, but I just kind of pick them and choose them as they come. I would not go surprise see them in theaters. Unless it's something big. I did go see Inside Out 2 in theaters, I believe. So unless it's something big like that. So like Toy Story like 6. Probably gonna go see that in theaters, to be honest with you. So there we are. Our next part, last part here, is our Better Call Saul. Um, left off here on episode 4. We are on episode 5 now. Better Call Saul, episode 5, Chicanery. Originally came out in May 8th, 2017. We opened with Chuck and Jimmy in the past. After Chuck's wife had left, we're having dinner. Chuck doesn't want to admit to her that he is having this problem with electricity. Jimmy wants him too. So I think that they kind of brought that in because of the way this kind of episode plays off here. Jimmy is meeting with a veterinarian. He wants to hire someone. So that is interesting that Mike gave him his number. Kim is meeting with the Mesa Verde people after their hearing and has to tell them of the allegations, and they pretty much tell her not to worry about it. We'll see how it goes. They were walking through the courthouse procedures with Chuck because of electricity and stuff like this, and then we get like a montage of the video of like the opening statements and stuff like this as it happens. And then we basically they're going to see what it is, no matter what happens, he said or admitted to. Like so, basically, their argument's going to be, no matter what happens, I had to tell him that I sabotaged him, even though we know he did sabotage him. He's going to say that. I told you he'd say that no matter what. I don't think it was very smart of Chuck to even try and bring it up, but whatever. Jimmy has a guy slip a cell phone battery in Chuck's pocket. I thought it was a cell phone because that is the note there. Chuck testifies, and Jimmy brings in his ex. It gets kind of dirty there with Jimmy. Jimmy is like calling all the shots here. Has a cell phone and battery. He has him pull it out, and when that happens, Chuck fucking loses it. And when Chuck loses it, it is very clear that that was the goal for bringing his wife in, for taking the pictures, for doing everything that Jimmy was doing to defend himself. And it is an amazing scene. It's one of the one scenes that like I haven't really like. If you want to go back and kind of watch something, I would go back and watch this scene because he really does turn a switch here, and you really see the hate come out of him. When that ends that episode, then on episode 6, we're on Off Brand. May 15th, 2017, we have Hector and Nacho in the restaurant doing a count. One of the guys is short. It's one of Nacho's buddies. Nacho beats the shit out of him. He doesn't like it. And then Hector also kind of brings up that he wants to start doing business with his dad, and Nacho does not want his dad involved with that, and he knows that if his dad is involved with it at all, he will tell Hector to go fuck himself. And if he tells Hector to go fuck himself, that's just going to cause problems for everything. So he starts to look for a way out. The end of Jimmy's hearing, we see that he did get his license lost for a year. Um, Basically, Chuck does not take, like I said, he exploded. We see Chuck at his house, and the wife shows up. She won't answer. Howard eventually shows up. And when Howard shows up, he does finally answer, and he kind of is just broken, man. Eventually leads to him trying to change his life. So that's great. Jimmy has to call his clients and tell them that he was spending for a year. Jimmy tries to sell his ad time. Yeah. So now Jimmy has all his ad time for a year that he's already paid for that he tries to sell off as an advertisement agency. So we kind of see his hustle there. Through other scenes, Nacho meets with his suppliers, gets less than promises, gets a gun pulled on him, and after that, he kind of makes a decision of what we're going to go into here. Hector has a meeting. Okay, yeah, so that's the end of that, and the birth of Saul Goodman. Yeah, so we see the commercial that Jimmy eventually makes, and with the promotional advertisement, he wants his name to be Saul Goodman because obviously he doesn't want to be Jimmy McGill because Jimmy McGill is in a lot of legal trouble and he is trying to be an advertiser. And it is Saul Goodman, so that is the start of Saul Goodman right there. Boom. Um, Episode 7, expenses. May 22nd, 2017, Jimmy is checking in to do his court mandated community service. He gets declined. He does the work, and then he gets declined his hours because he's on the phone the whole time. And so we see that there's going to be a problem between him and his boss. Jimmy meets with a furniture owner and makes an ad for him. He tries to hard sell the guy to buy more commercials. Basically, he's very desperate here. The original pharmacist that Mike was working with shows is there. He goes home. We see him. He goes home. Nacho's there waiting for him, and not to kill him or anything. He wants to get the pills that Hector uses, capsules, so he can fill it with whatever and then trade them out. Mike is making a playground. So basically, his daughter-in-law was in a support group, and Mike is making a playground for that support group's like school yard that's around there. You know, basically it's for his granddaughter. Mike's stand-up dude. Mike does it. He's doing all the work, but he does. But the other people want to help, so they kind of shows him like offering like how to help and stuff like this. Kim is outside Mesa Verde. She tries to sneak in a nap real quick for 5 minutes, and then During her meeting, she kind of snaps at the girl and she apologizes for it. But I mean, Kim is under a lot of stress here, and we see this. Mike agrees to help the pharmacist. So Mike agrees to be the pharmacist's buddy again. Mike does the meeting with Nacho and the pharmacist, and he warns him not to kill Hector. And basically, this kind of leads to he's like, basically like, I know Gus, and Gus doesn't want him dead, so don't fucking do it. You know what I mean? But he agrees and gives him everything, and Hector's gonna do it no matter what. Jimmy goes to the insurance office, tries to get his money back, and has a little breakdown where he starts to cry, and he sends a lady after his brother. It's fucking great. It's kind of like a great little cat and mouse because now he planted in this insurance lady's head that his brother fucking insane. They have it in court testimony that his brother is insane. So how is he practicing law? So that was a good little thing, and he kind of gets back into them. We go back to Slippin' Jimmy and his buddy in Chicago doing a job. Oh wait, sorry, we're on episode 8. Slip came out June 5th, 2017. Back to Jimmy and his buddy. Like I said, back to Slippin' Jimmy and his buddy in Chicago doing a job at his old dad's old store. They are getting a coin collection and they're going to play a scam where their coins going to be worth money. Mike on a highway somewhere. And he's looking for a metal detector for something in the desert. He finds it's the body of the witness. So I'm kind of like trying to read my notes and do this as we're talking to you. He reports it, obviously anonymously because he is in the Native American land there, so he can't be there. So he kind of does that anonymously. Chuck is meeting with the doctor from the ER and is convincing himself he is getting better. So yeah, that was another part. Is like I said, he reached out finally to the doctor. He's meeting with her. He's like saying like I'm doing this very well, and he's even like pushing himself and stuff like this to like get him like. But the doctor kind of tells him like, dude, like just because you have all this great success now, like one little setback could really set you back. So just keep focusing on the small stuff that you're doing. That's great advice for like anyone that's doing anything and just kind of focus on the small steps, do the small steps, and move into the bigger steps and bigger steps and bigger steps. So it's always great advice to take. It's hard to know when you're giving a person like this that kind of advice that they're listening, but we will see. There's only 2 episodes left, I believe, in this season. So we'll see kind of how this story plays out. Obviously, Chuck walks into a grocery store, which, like, I mean, if he was having problems, that would be it. Jimmy talks his way out of community service, and Mike goes to Gus. He wants to turn his 200 grand into himself. Gus agrees, so we see kind of that friendship start. Jimmy, Jimmy and Kim are struggling a little bit. Jimmy more financially and like trying to like live up to the fact that like, look at I fucked up, and he's trying to face that fact and like make sure that he's like paying his penance is really what he's doing with Kim right now. With everything that he's doing, he's like making sure that they split the bills. She's telling him, "Hey, look, I could float you for a couple weeks, so this happens and this happens." And he's like, "No, look it, we're gonna do this." So that's another little storyline going on. We have 2 episodes left in this season. It's gonna be a pretty good end of the season, I can tell already. I mean, we have so many stories kind of gonna come to an end here because Kim's gonna break on Jimmy or on somebody. Um, that'll be interesting to see. Where does his brother go from here? Does he end up being normal? Like that would be a fucking crazy little turn. And how he get from Saul Goodman as an advertiser to Saul Goodman as a lawyer? And like, I mean, when does because we're starting to see um, Gus and Mike interact. When does Gus and Jimmy start to interact? And when does Jimmy start to turn into really Saul Goodman more and more? So I mean, we're just kind of like pacing along now. There's only like 3 seasons left of this. We're halfway through, so interesting stuff here. We got a lot to cover still, um, for sure, because we still have Gus and Jimmy meeting. How that's gonna work out? How Nacho and his whole father-in-law and Hector's gonna work out? We know that Hector strokes out from the show, so how does that happen? So a lot of stuff happening here um, to pay attention to. That will be next week. We are so close. I mean, we're literally like one guy away, one person. All you have to do is just like this, follow it, and we can do live shows. We'll do live shows with, like I said, we have that script that we're writing. I'm writing on here weekly on the horror part of it. We'll make fun of movies, make fun of TV shows. Hell, I'll just turn on TV show if it's just bad, and then show you badness. Because we can do a bunch of live stuff that'll just be fun and probably help everything and interact. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Please follow and have a good rest of your day or night. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment your top movie picks for Throwback Thursday in the comment section. And see you next time in the cave.